My name is Lars Wilhelm. I'm working here for more than 25 years in the medical lab LADR Zentrallabor Dr. Kramer and Kollegen. And I'm responsible for the department Clinical and Forensic Toxicology, and we're performing drug tests for lots of customers. The laboratory where I'm working here is an old family lab. It's founded just a few days after the Second World War, and is probably the oldest medical lab, private medical lab in Germany, and is now in the third generation family hold. The leader, Professor Dr. Jan Kramer, is now responsible for the lab. And we are here in Geesthacht, it's near Hamburg, about 400 employees working here in the lab.
There are 19 reference laboratories.
Just a few in other European countries, and all over the LADR consortium we are about 3,700 employees working here. That's quite a lot. Oh, there are lots of things, departments. Of course, PCR testing is now an important topic, but we also do here environmental tests, clinical chemistry, microbiology, and also food testing. So these are some of the topics that we are working on. The Department of Toxicology is structured in enzyme immunoassay testing. There are some colleagues working, and the other part is chromatography, of course, for confirmation and further testing for other drugs that cannot be tested by enzyme immunoassays. All over the department we are about 30 people working here. We have different customers sending samples to our lab. These are on the one hand just family doctors, but a main part, of course, is addiction medicine. We have occupation medicine sending samples to us, but also hospitals. And as a specialty, we have also veterinarians running samples here in the lab for especially horse testing, drug testing in horses. Yeah, there's of course a workflow all over the lab, and we have also built this in our department. It's very important, especially in toxicology, to track all the routine testing or all actions on the sample in the lab, to see who has done this and that. Every action is tracked by a workflow managing system. So you read the barcode, and every sample delivering or sample preparation step or the next way to the confirmation analysis is recognized and recorded in the LIMS system. The benefit to have a separate platform is that we can focus completely on this special area. So in other labs, as far as I know, the toxicology is also doing the environmental analysis and TDM testing. And we have the benefit that we completely can focus on this special questions and customers also that we have here. Per day we have about 500 samples coming to our lab different. There are also urine samples. It's about little less than 50% is urine samples, but the amount of blood and saliva and hair is rising. Enzyme immunoassays were done in urine, saliva and serum. And we do amphetamine testing, barbiturates, benzodiazepines, cocaine, methadone or methadone metabolite in urine, for example, and opiates and cannabis, but we also do ETG testing, pregabalin and buprenorphine, and of course the other tests like creatinine and sample manipulation were also done by the analyzer. We think it's very important to help the doctors to interpret the data that they, or the reports that they get. And we ask them to get in contact if there's something unclear. But even though we try to educate them or give them ideas what are new trends by doing meetings, and we are 5 colleagues who are doing the telephone work, and so we have lots of questions and phone calls from the doctors, but also sometimes from the patients. So it's an important thing to do this. It's not that huge amount of publication that we do, but we are used to develop our methods on our own, especially in chromatographic sector, and we have a lot of samples running in our lab and see trends or have questions from our customers and try to adapt our methods to these questions. Or we read about things that are new in the scene and try to introduce these new analytes or techniques in our lab. So there's a standard, it's a standard operation to always to optimize our methods, and we have also students who are doing their master and bachelor thesis in our lab. The main argument to use or to find a supplier is the quality. But there are lots of topics we have to look for. The first thing is the quality of the assay, of course. Linear range, cross-reactivities of drugs, wanted or not wanted cross-reactivities. But there are also other things like sustainability of delivering the reagents to the lab. This is more and more important as we learned in Corona seasons, and
I think in future we should also consider the material cycles to protect the environment.
We prefer multiple choice of suppliers, and the competition is then good for the development of new products on the side of the suppliers. Yes, we have lots of tests from Thermo Fisher because of the good quality of these tests. There are also others, but there are lots of tests running in our lab. I think one of the main challenges in future could be the better combination between automated enzyme immunoassays and chromatography LC-MS testing. There's on the one hand pipetting robots are externally from the clinical analyzers. Actually, in our lab, probably there are solutions, but they are not used actually in our lab. There could be a better combination to bring the samples after the report to the LCMS instruments, which are still a very important tool. And the other thing is in LCMS reporting, this is quite time-consuming, and you need lots of people who do the reporting. And I think there is lots of, you can do a better reporting tools. We will have in future better reporting tools. I think so, that enzyme immunoassay has an important role in clinical, especially in clinical toxicology, because it is a quick analyzing technique where you have in a few hours, normally we can, our customers can have after 2 hours after sample entrance a first report. And LCMS cannot have this quick answers to the customers. And it's a very complete automated technique. And there's a good combination to this more handy techniques in LCMS analysis.
We are in a close contact to our customers.
Another thing is that we are quite near at the front. We have the samples of the users in our lab, and we try to be in a good contact with our customers to have ideas and hints. And the other thing is that we also try to make statistics about trends, what is new. We will optimize this in future, because this is the way to optimize then our methods to new questions or analytes. A good cooperation between the user and the supplier of tests is a very important thing. And as more cooperation, not only with one, probably with different suppliers, is a very important thing to bring things forward. Of course, the literature is one thing. Meetings, scientific meetings, national and international meetings are also important. But I think one of the most important thing, or probably the most important thing, is the questions from our customers. Yes, we have contacts to other colleagues. It's very important or very interesting to have contacts to other colleagues from other countries, because things work different there, and you can sometimes have a good idea how to change things here in Germany, not to think just in your nation or in your area.